Are You There Alone? By Suzanne O'Malley. Read by Becky Ann Baker, with an introduction read by the author.
Forward. As an investigative reporter, I began covering the murders of Noah, John, Paul, Luke, and Mary Yates hours after their mother, Andrea Yates, then 36, drowned them in their suburban Houston, Texas home on June 20th, 2001. A transplant to New York City, I was visiting my hometown, Richardson, Texas, in suburban Dallas, when regional news of the drownings broke live from the crime scene. Each of the people and places in those early broadcasts became intimately known to me as I pursued the story first for the Oprah magazine, and later for the New York Times magazine, Salon.com, and the television news magazine Dateline NBC, for whom I broke the story of an itinerant preacher who had influenced Andrea Yates. On March 12, 2002, Andrea Yates was found guilty of the murders of 3 of her 5 children. Harris County reserves the right to prosecute the murders of Paul and Luke at another time. One day after the guilty verdict, my reporting regarding the mistaken testimony of a key prosecution witness, Dr. Park Dietz, contributed to a motion for mistrial and grounds for an appeal of Andrea Yates's conviction. Dietz's testimony fueled the argument that Yates planned the murders based on an alleged episode of an NBC television series, in which a mother kills her children and uses a postpartum defense to set herself free. Dietz, a consultant to Law and Order, testified that the episode had aired shortly before the murders. I had worked as a scriptwriter for Law and Order on several occasions and did not recall that episode. Overnight, I confirmed that no such episode had ever been written or produced. The next day, network attorneys began discussions with the defense and prosecution. Dietz recanted that portion of his testimony, but the jury had already reached its guilty verdict. The judge did instruct jurors to consider the impact of the missed testimony in determining whether to choose death or life in prison as Yates's punishment. The New York Post reported on March 22, 2002, that I saved Yates from the death penalty. Andrea Yates is currently serving life in the Skyview unit of Rusk Penitentiary.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?